was watching another video about NRA and gun control and stuff. Got a big question and a statement, and this is my personal opinion. I got a big question, something to get y'all thinking about. I'm gonna use me as an example. I'm not gonna use anybody else because this is my personal opinion. So, in a hypothetical scenario, all right, I'm, I'm walking down the street in this scenario, and I own a gun. You know, it doesn't really matter if I got it illegally. Just say I have a gun on me. Somebody walks up, starts talking shit. I pull it out, pow, right in his head. He's dead. Okay. I go to jail. I get prosecuted. I get 25 to life, whatever. Okay. Another scenario. Instead of walking, I have a car, but I don't have a gun. I have a car. And I'm sitting in a red light. And right as it turns green, this guy's walking on the sidewalk, yells out, "You got a piece of shit car," or whatever, Just talking, just horrible stuff to me. Well, I speed up, swerve over, run him over, and kill him. Now, I'm still going to go to jail for the same thing because it's murder. I'm still going to get the same punishment, 25 to life. Now, but are you going to blame the car? But most people would blame the guns. Like, why? If I have a gun illegally, we'll just put it illegally. If I had a gun illegally, or even if I got one through the NRA, most people are going to blame me and the gun because the gun's dangerous. What the hell is the difference between a gun and a car? And then, a lot of times people, when you ask them, when you understand the story of why the hell does the video games even come from? Like, oh yeah, because I play GTA, I wanted to go out and shoot somebody. Okay, you might have a handful of those cases, but those people are mentally ill. All right? If you sat down at your local hospital and asked to go to the psych ward just to talk to some of them people, which they probably won't let you anyways, if you were able to do that, and you were able to talk to someone, and then you go out and talk to somebody, like, I'm not going to say normal, I'm just going to say somebody with possibly without, medically documented mental illnesses, that's going to be two different sides of the playing field there. It's going to be way different. And most of these school shootings that's been happening, the one in Florida, which I lived literally right next to that school when it happened. It was freaky. It was really fucked up and it sucked. But, I mean, 5 helicopters. It was horrible. I mean, it just, whoever goes to a school and shoots kids, in my opinion, they deserve to be shot on the spot. I don't remember if the dude was or not, but like, he was mentally ill. He had a problem in his head and his thinking and his way of thinking and his emotions. They were all screwed up. And a lot of the people that go out and do the shootings that everyone is being fed to by the mainstream media, most of them, they choose the better one out of the pick. Oh, he's mentally ill and he went and shot all of these kids, or he went and shot a theater, or he went and shot this person. All right, but the same sense, what about those cops, that a cop shooting someone that's unarmed? You know what I mean? Or, there's just so many different points that are not being looked at. They're only being shown like maybe 4 or 5 of them. See, the way that it should be, everything should be logical. All right, if you think about this as a bigger, broad picture, all right, I'm looking at a broad, massive painting, all right, of everything, of all the different little problems going on. Now, it all boils down to all of this complex, complicated issues has the most simplest fix to them. Most simplest fix. You individually have the choice under any circumstance on what you want to do. People that are mentally ill, sometimes it impedes their choices. That's why being mentally ill is not being healthy, because you could do unhealthy things. Metaphorically speaking to your life, pretty much. Physically, you could do some unhealthy things for your life and your way of life. Your health, which technically is your life, in my opinion. I don't know. If you do what I'm doing right now, you probably won't live that long. You probably live about 60, 50 some, 60 years. So, I know, whatever. I'm addicted to them. I'm smoking them for 11 years. And I'll be 26, so I've been smoking since I was like 15, going 11 years. And I was around it all my life, growing up. But anyways, I am bipolar. So I do not own a gun. I do not want to own a gun. I do not like guns. So not all mentally ill people would be considered mentally ill is the same as the next mentally ill person. Every single one of us is individually unique in our own special way. We each have a rate that we process everything. We each have our own speed that we process everything. We each perceive colors our own way. We each have our own individual perception of everything you can think of, everything imaginable. We, as individuals, have our own, no one else has it but you as an individual. That's, you think about that. Come on. Come on, America. I know there's some intelligence left out there. There's plenty of it. And it seems like ignorance is growing at a rapid rate. I've been watching, oh man, I can't say his last name. Ben Spioa. I don't even want to attempt to say his last name. He's a pretty cool guy. I can tell he knows a lot. He knows a lot. I mean, a lot about a lot. And, I think he probably would, he's a good speaker, but so am I. I have some very good points, even though oof. That's another reason why I smoke. I get really bad migraines. It takes my migraines away. And that's my stupidity about 5.5 years ago. Going on 5 years. But there was an incident that I had, and but that's another story for another day. Oh, but like I said, I mean, and then another point I'm going to bring up: England, the UK, they completely outlawed guns. I mean, they just completely just outlawed them. I mean, they don't want none of them there. Their cops don't have guns. Their civilians don't have guns. I mean, yeah, sure, there's some richer people and some poorer people probably have some guns. I mean, everybody's gonna have a gun somewhere, Not everybody, but You know what is going on in England? Stabbings. Stabbings. If you take out one weapon, another will always take its place. So go ahead. Make stricter gun control. Guess what's going to happen? Bow and arrows, crossbows, knives, swords, daggers. You'd have to take out weaponry entirely. And you know what? I don't think, any American in his right mind, okay, if a government official, or get this, an officer, which is an unofficial officer, he's not an official officer. If you research, I'll make another video about that, because I've read the damn law, the federal dockets on that shit. But anyways, if an officer comes up to every single household, including the military, and try to rate it for every single weapon that they could have in that house, that means you can't have a butter knife, you can't have a steak knife, you can't have any type of fucking silverware, you can't have anything that could be used as a weapon. You see what I mean? It ain't gonna fly. That's not gonna fly. That's why they're easing it in. I don't know why people can't see this. They already pretty much tinkered with our First Amendment. Now they're trying to tinker with our Second Amendment. And once that Second Amendment gets tinkered with to where no one has any guns, then the government pretty much has all power over everyone, because they hold the power, they hold the guns. They hold the high-powered guns. So we're going to be pretty primitive if we want to revolt. I mean, I don't understand why people can't. That's why the mainstream media is just showing you all of this bullshit that's supposedly going on. They're not telling the full story. There's plenty of stories that they're not saying right, and they're making their own shit up. I mean, if you go out and do your own research, you'll find it. Now, I don't care if someone says, Billy, you're a fucking lunatic because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Or, I disagree with everything you're saying, with everything you said. Everyone is entitled to his or hers own individual opinion, in my opinion. But, like I said, just because I've took a little bit of time out of my day, watched a little bit of freaking news, and watched that, pretty much what is being videotaped and put in a YouTube video or uploaded, kind of like how I'm doing. I just do to talk, I make a few songs here and there, and I go to talk about the problems that's going on, because I'm young and I've got the rest of my life to live in this country. And I sure as hell don't want some of the generations before me to put some policy in that's going to change my entire direction of life, where I have to go backwards. Because then I would be like, just like I wouldn't be able to handle it physically, because the way of life is going to change. It always will. But it just, if it changes too drastically for certain people, they're just gonna fucking flip. I mean, I'm not saying I will. I'm using me as an example. I do that a lot, just because I don't want to like put somebody else. I'd rather be in my own shoes than put somebody else in my shoes. I've had a very rough upbringing. I've had a very rough life. I mean, physically, emotionally, mentally, I've had a rough life. But anyways, I'd rather own up to my rough edges instead of paying it off to somebody else. If I do something, do you think I'm going to lie about it? No, I have no reason to lie. I'm not going to waste that energy to lie, because then you have to make up another lie to cover your first lie. And then you got to make up a third lie to cover your second lie, and so on and so forth. And finally it catches back around. And, I'm not trying to drag it out anymore longer than this, but the point that everything is just where this nation is going, I really don't see the U.S. government standing much longer. I mean, something's gonna give. It's like a pimple. It's like a pimple, all right, and you're not fucking with it, but it's just like a big pimple right here. And if you leave it alone, it'll pop, it'll go away, right? Well, sometimes you can kind of squeeze it and pop a zit, but either the fingers are here and it's pushing on it, or it's just ready to it's sitting there and it's just about to just all come out, and shit's gonna hit the fan. It's gonna be a real shitstorm for a lot of people. Half the populace of this nation, of my nation, all right. Um, so a lot of the people from the other nations really don't have much, you know. I'm not saying that in a discriminating way. I'm saying that in a literal way. Look, unless you're in the U.S., really shouldn't have much of an opinion on it. I mean, you're entitled to your own opinion. Yeah, I'm not saying but you know what I mean. If you're not in the shit, if you're not in the blast radius of the shitstorm that's gonna happen, you know what I mean. But you never know. So everybody's open to their own opinion. I've got an open mind. Why does this phone never stop going off? Like, my phone never stops going off. Notification up, notification up, notification up, notification. It's driving me completely insane. But it's alright. My shit's gonna be cut off tonight anyway, so I'm not really worried about it much. People are just gonna have to deal with me not having a phone for a while. I got Wi-Fi, but doesn't mean I got a phone. But anyways, most of my videos I know is kind of a rant, and I apologize for my ranting when I get on it. And I kind of talk about a lot of different shit when I label it for one video, and I know that's it probably annoys certain people, and then they're kind of long, so a lot of people probably don't really want to spend 18 minutes listening to me blab on about bullshit about my own opinion. But I'm doing it as an educational thing and as a mental thing to get people thinking about what's Jesus fucking Christ again. God, will this phone ever shut up? When I break the damn thing on the wall, it probably will. Oh my God. Fucking $700 phone, and I'm about to throw the bitch. But anyways, look, I know there's some people out there that's intelligent. I know there's still some intelligent people out there. Look, something's gonna give, and we got to do something. We all got to do something. We all live here. We all breathe the air here. We all own our shit here. Our whatever we own, even if it's just shoes and the shirt on our back. If we didn't have a pair of pants, pot to piss in, we still, are here. We all are sharing and occupying this area. Don't let some groups ruin the land that you're sitting on. Morals. There's no morals. The morals are gone. Am I the only one that sees that? The morals are gone. If I had one wish, I'd bring back all the morals and we live like the 50s or the 60s. 60s seem fucking awesome. There was problems, but nothing like now. I mean, hell, even in the mid 90s when I was growing up, fucking it wasn't as bad. In the beginning of the 2000s, when it all hit when all the shit, I thought all the shit hit the fan, then it wasn't as bad as 2018. I mean, 20 years after that, it has gotten so horrible and so redundant and so just fucking retarded and moronic. I mean, for Christ's sake, we argue over the pettiest little fucking thing. Like statues that's been sitting there for over 100 some odd years, 150, 180 years. A flag that's been flown for over 100 and some years. That not one person that was involved in it is alive at this day, in this very day and age. They're all dead. Who cares who waves what flag? Who cares what color someone's skin is? Why can't everyone just grow the fuck up and be adults? Because it seems like there's more children in this nation than there is adults. I mean, come on. Something's obviously wrong. Something's got to give, and it's going to give soon. It's going to give, people. Wake up. Smell the roses. This is reality. Let it sink in. Because this is reality. And reality is not always going to feel good. Alright? This is my video, and I hope this helps somebody. I hope this gets out to the right people. Now, I pretty much know there's going to be some trollers. If not, you haters, go ahead and hate. I'm going to be here and appreciate. So we're thumbing it. Peace out.